Coach Wagner.
Good evening, Raider baseball fans, and welcome to another night of Raider baseball where your Raiders are ready to take on the Pflugerville Panthers, and we are going to take a moment for the National Anthem, and we will be right back with you. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Scott Mount tonight, and we are ready to bring you Raider baseball. It's baseball time in Texas as your Rouse Raiders are set to close out their district play versus the Pflugerville Panthers tonight. Raiders clinching the district championship on Tuesday night, winning 4-3 over the Panthers to clinch the district title. Connor Bennett goes 6 2/3, gets 6 strikeouts, gives up 5 walks, 5 hits, 2 runs on the night. Lineup for the Raiders tonight: Dalton Porter will lead off in right field. Number 23, Jared Suttard will be on the mound. Number 22, Connor Bennett will be at shortstop batting third. Number 26, Lance Little will be at first base. Number 34, Fisher Kingsbury will be behind the plate batting fifth. Number 1, Dylan Lewis will be at second base. Number 4, Tanner Robbins will be the designated hitter. He'll be hitting for the left fielder, number 14, Alex Servetus. Number 3, Matt Garcia will be on third base. And rounding out the order will be the center fielder, number 6, Jake Alepa. For the Panthers tonight, number 6, Travis Chestnut will be the shortstop. Number 4, Oscar Hernandez will be at first base. Number 10, Steven Gomez will be at third base, batting fourth. Number 13, Trey Dowley will be behind the plate. Number 2, Clayton Chandler will be at second base. Number 3, Armando Cedillo will be in right field. Batting seventh, number 18, Adrian Guevara will be in left field. Number 35, Desi Hurtado will be the designated hitter. He will be hitting for the pitcher, number 1, Nick Arreola. And rounding out the order, number 16, Mayan Mendez in center field. Leading off for the Raiders, number 55, Dalton Porter will dig in from the left side. Arreola on the hill for the Panthers as we are set to get things underway here in Pflugerville, Texas. Arreola, a lefty for the Panthers. He winds and delivers high and inside for ball 1. Raiders in their black tops with white letters and numerals. White pants, black piping. And their black ball caps with the Raider RR emblazoned across the crown. Porter takes for strike 1. Arreola gives the sign. drops the curveball in, misses low for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Porter. Wind blowing left or right to left. Porter takes high and inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Porter. Good crowd here tonight, Scott.
Sure is. Looks like the stands are full of both home and visitor.
The 3-1 pitch, it's inside for ball 4, and Porter is aboard with a leadoff walk.
I notice we have Rouse alumni parents here. The Bazemores are here. Good to see they came out. We'll give you the rundown, folks, as we get further into the game here.
Had a great turnout Tuesday night with a lot of alumni parents in the house. Southern takes for strike 1. Fastball on the outside corner.
There's something about this ballpark, Michael, that this is an old school, old style ballpark like ours. Real grass, real dirt, but a little bit smaller.
The 0-1 is followed by a high and outside fastball for ball 1. That evened the count.
But the stands are right up on the fences here.
You are close to the action, that is for sure. Almost reminiscent of Cedar Park in a way, but Cedar Park just a little further off than this. Audiola from the stretch, he throws over to first, a little soft toss just to keep Porter honest and on the bag. 1-1 the count to Jared Southard. The pitch, curveball, that drops in the dirt. Porter will stay put at first base. Southard will go to 2-1.
One of these fields, Michael, where the layout favors the batter. The sun is going down to the west.
Arriola takes his time on the mound. 2-1 the count to Southard. He pitches from the stretch, delivers low for ball 3. And in danger of walking his second straight batter. I think with this, you're going to have the take sign on as he's struggled to throw strikes. The 3-1 delivery, a fastball up the middle. This could be trouble. There's 1 and 2, a double play by Travis Chestnut. That'll go 6-4, 4-3, and that'll erase the base runner. Raiders looking to get somebody back on with Connor Bennett coming to the plate.
See if Mr. Bennett can keep his hitting streak alive.
Bennett with a fantastic ball game Tuesday night. Digs in from the right side. He hammers this one down the third base side. Gomez has it. The throw over to first, and the Raiders go in order in the first. No runs, no hits, nobody left on after 1/2. We're scoreless here in Pflugerville. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
That's loud.
Leading off for the Panthers, number 6, Travis Chestnut. Oscar Hernandez on deck, and he'll be followed by Steven Gomez. Gomez went 4 for 4 on the night, Tuesday night. Southard, the big right-handed senior, the Texas commit, deals for a strike as Chestnut takes. Chestnut, just a junior, I found out this evening, so he'll be around to haunt the Raiders next year. The 0-1 fouled off. He fouled it off. That should not be awarded the bag. And he's being instructed to go back. It fouled off the bat. And that'll put
that's the
Chestnut in an 0-2 count.
That's the right call there, Michael. It's you never want to see anybody hit, but
right.
We teach them from Little League on, pull the bat down.
Right, and we've seen that several times this year so far.
On both sides.
On both sides. The 0-2, fastball. This is popped up and playable. Connor Bennett makes the catch, and that'll do it for Chestnut.
Next batter.
That infield
Oscar
fly.
Hernandez.
To the shortstop for an IF6, 1 away.
Folks, we're going to do our best to bring you as much as we can, but we are right underneath one of the speakers here. And the home team has a very zealous announcing staff, and their volume is as loud as it can probably be.
I missed the first call. Hernandez chops this one on over to Garcia at third. The throw over in time. We'll go 5-3 on the putout. And Hernandez is retired. 2 away, and that'll bring up Steven Gomez. Steven Gomez, as we mentioned previously, went 4 for 4.
He had a hot bat Tuesday night.
He bats from the left side as he digs in. Pitch misses low for ball 1. The 1-0. Yes, he did. Well, he's not going to see it. You can ask. Kingsbury appealing to the first base umpire, but
Kingsbury making the right call there, but you got to.
But there's a left-handed batter, so he can't really see. The 2-0.
Oh, now we're.
That's 2. It should be a 1-2 count right now, and instead we're looking at a ball 3. The 3-0 pitch, the same exact pitch. He's pitched it 3 times in this at bat. This kid should be sitting on the bench right now. 3-1, that's down and away for ball 4.
He's going to make him work for it tonight, folks.
Next batter, Trey Dowley.
Number 13, Trey Dowley comes to the plate. Dowley, the catcher for the Panthers.
Run on for a long time.
Pitch for Southard, right down the pipe for strike 1. Gomez extends his lead at first. A swing and a miss from Dowley. And he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Kingsbury came up out of his stance really quickly, and I was kind of concerned there might be an interference call there for just a second.
We've seen that all year too, haven't we?
We have.
Both sides of the diamond here. The
curveball just a little bit high, misses for ball 1. 2-1 the count to Dowley. Southard picks up the sign for Kingsbury. From the stretch, the delivery. That is fouled off, and Dowley stays alive in this at bat. Dowley, the 4th batter of the inning.
I just can't get that out of my head. Dowley, and then movie the outsiders. Dowley.
1-2. The pitch. This one's fouled off into the foul territory. Hits the fence and out of play down the first base side. Dowley way behind on his swing. This is a liner back to Southern. Over to Little, and that'll do it.
Top of the second, being brought to you by
1-3 on the putout. That'll do it. No runs, no hits. One left on, and after one complete, we're scoreless in Pflugerville. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Due up for the Raiders in the second, Little, Kingsbury, and Lewis. Nick Ariola back on the mound for the Panthers. So, Scott, we'll have to work our sponsors in during the inning.
We'll have to find a way.
As we struggle. So.
Yeah, struggle with the hometown PA system, which is
Ariola deals for a strike. Little takes.
You know, if them fellas, maybe we should go get them some barbecue from Bohemians.
I think there you go.
That might keep them a little happier.
The 0-1 pitch, that's cut on, hit foul down the third base side for strike two. Little in a quick 0-2 hole as we get things started here in the second.
That wind is sure blustery.
Yeah, maybe we need to get Bohemian Barbecue to bring their trailer out to all our away games.
That's an idea for next season.
The 0-2 pitch, that's hammered down the third base side foul. If that had been in, that would have been a sharp single. Guevara was quickly over to it. The 0-2 pitch, curveball misses high for ball one.
Boy, it just barely missed. At least he's consistent tonight on both sides.
Just a little bit high. 1-2 the count to Little. Ariola from the windup, the fastball, and Little gets a piece of this and yanks it foul, but had it been straight, it would have been out of here. 313 down the right field line, 355 to right center, 363 to straightaway center. Curveball hangs high, and the count evens up at 2. Dowley gives the sign. The 2-2 delivery. This is hit out to left and off the glove of Guevara. That is going to be an error on Guevara.
Batting next.
Little
Mr.
reaches
Kingsbury.
on the error by Guevara.
I hate to use that old cliche, but I truly believe the sun got in his eyes.
I believe he did.
Probably lost the ball in the sky there and looking straight due west.
Because he was moving to the right and he had to look to the left and straight into the sun and hit off of his glove. He didn't miss it by much. Ariola from the stretch, he deals outside a breaking ball for ball one. Fisher Kingsbury comes to the plate. He digs in from the right side. Lance a little on at first. One on with no outs here in the top of the second. Kingsbury shows bunt, lays off, and takes for ball two. 2-0 the count to Kingsbury. Ariola pitching from the third base side of the rubber. And Kingsbury takes for strike one. 2-1 the count. Little breaking ball gets the outside part of the plate. The 2-1, Little's on to second. Hit and run call, and Kingsbury fouls it off, and the count evens up at 2. Ariola comes set. The 2-2 pitch. This is hit into left field. This will move Little to second.
Batting next.
And Kingsbury picks up the first hit of the ball game from either team.
Chance for Big D to do some damage here.
Number 18, Ethan Moore, into courtesy run for the catcher. Ethan Moore, a senior.
Runner number 18, Moore.
A senior for the Raiders. He was a quarterback for the Raider football team. He will continue his football playing career at Texas Lutheran University next year.
TLU, Vern Lundquist.
My wife and I just bought a Tahoe from Griffith Ford down in Seguin. We were down there Monday.
Another town that's experiencing the big growth.
It is.
It used to be Seguin wasn't very much bigger than Elgin or.
Dowley calls time. We ended up having to go down there twice because the credit union wasn't open on Saturday before we could secure the vehicle, and so they couldn't get drafting orders, and we ended up having to go back down there on Monday. So we enjoyed some barbecue at Bill Miller's.
There you go.
Just hometown. You know, it had that real hometown feel like I grew up with back in Godley. Lewis yet to see a pitch from Ariola as he spun around to look Little back to second, and nobody was holding him on. Chestnut breaks over and sends him on. Lewis takes for ball one, a pitch that was probably 3 foot out of the zone. Down and away, I guess you could say.
Down and away.
The 1-0 pitch in for a strike as Lewis showed bunt, pulled his bat back, but it was a strike nonetheless. A pitch down the middle, fastball. Two on with no out here in the top of the second. No runs in a scoreless ball game between these two clubs. The 1-1 is Lewis again began to show bunt and lays off.
And Coach calling time himself. He's
wanting to make sure he understands what he's asking him to do.
This is a critical part, even this early in the game.
If you ever get the opportunity to sit and talk with Coach Crimpine, he doesn't pull any punches. He just say it like it is.
Very direct, and we are fortunate to have him. Third season, 2 outright district titles. I mean, what do you say? What can you say?
Congratulations and tip your hat to the man.
It's amazing what a change can do to a program.
The 2-1 delivery, that's high for ball 3. And Ariola in danger of loading the bases here in the second.
It was a really nice write-up in the American Statesman.
The 3-1, that misses low for ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Raiders and Tanner Robbins.
Batting next for the Raiders, Tanner Robbins.
Robbins batting for Servetus. Coach Wagner calls time. He's going to go out and talk to his left-hander.
Get him settled down.
Get him settled down. I'm surprised the umpire hadn't gone out there yet.
Yeah, I think he's making his slow walk.
He gave him a little extra time, but he was writing something in his book, so.
Yeah. All right, folks, here we go. Bases loaded, no outs. Top of the second.
So the Raiders will continue their action versus Georgetown next week. And the playoff action will begin the week after. It will be the by-district round, and the Raiders will take on the fourth-place team of District 18-5A. Pitched Robbins gets the outside corner on a low fastball for ball 1, or strike 1. That's the first time he's given that outside corner to either pitcher. The 0-1 in for an 0-2.
He had to call that one. That was a really good pitch.
Raiders with a golden opportunity with nobody out and bases loaded. The 0-2 pitch, that is hit out to right. Little tags up, and he will score. And the Raiders take a 1-0 lead on the sac fly from Tanner Robbins.
Batting next, Matt Garcia.
Sac fly to right for Tanner Robbins on the RBI, and that will bring up the third baseman, number 3, Matt Garcia. Matt Garcia took some time to visit with us after the game on Tuesday night.
That was fun, wasn't it? And Matt had a really good game Tuesday night.
He takes for ball 1.
We should probably try to incorporate more of that. Get some players.
The 1-0 from Ariola, in for a strike. A fastball down the middle. That'll even the count.
That wind feels like it's picking up.
Moore extends his lead at second. The pitch. This is cut on and hit over to Chestnut at short. There will be 1, and that will be it in the fielder's choice. That'll put runners on the corners.
Batting next, Jake Alepa.
As Lewis is forced at second. That'll go 6-4 on the out. Two away for the center fielder, Jake Alepa. Or Alepa. We've not called him Alepa in a while. As he hits this one down the third baseline. One run is scored, and Garcia stands at third base, and Alepa has a double.
Top of the lineup for the Raiders, Dalton Porter.
And Jake getting that nickname at the Mira tournament in Corpus Christi last month, Alepa.
Well, Alepa over the past 2 games is really starting to improve at the plate. It's great to see him to start to break out of this. Dalton Porter stands in. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to short, or actually he walked, and then he hits this one to the second baseman, and that'll do it for the Raiders in the second. 4-3 on the putout. Raiders get 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 left on after. Actually, it was 2 left on. After 1.5, it's Rouse 2. Pflugerville nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Leading off the second for the Panthers, number 2, Clayton Chandler, the second baseman. Digs in from the right side. He takes for ball 1. Southern winds, he deals and gets him on the belt.
Brings next batter, Armando Cedillo.
Made that call a little fast, I thought.
I thought so too. But
From my vantage point, it didn't look like it got him.
Yeah. It's the name they say is running the game. Military man. Up in the building. Go ahead, hand over the torch. Super producer Scott Starks.
1 on with no outs for Armando Cedillo. He takes for strike 1. Sutter throws over, little soft toss, and I think the sun kind of got him in the eyes. He was shielding.
I think so too. That's
his eyes from the throw back from Little, so Little actually kind of just soft tossed it back to him.
right.
The 0-1 is fouled off by Cedillo, and he falls behind quickly. 0-2. Raiders leading this one 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Cedillo takes for ball 1.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside from the big right-handed Longhorn commit.
Froze him at the plate.
Southern drops a curveball in and says, "Have a seat,
Next
Mr.
batter,
Cedillo,"
18, Adrian Guevara.
as he picks up the strikeout looking.
I just ride and learn into that. Yeah, I just ride and learn.
Number 18, Adrian Guevara, left fielder, stands in. He digs in from the right side. Panthers in their pinstripe unis. with pinstripe vest and blue undershirts. Blue long sleeve undershirts.
Air does have a nip to it tonight.
Southern delivers outside for ball one. Southern from the stretch. Chandler looks like he's about to jump. I'm not sure what that's missing. He's working that outside part of the plate.
Like Tuesday night, the strike zone collapsed. Had to have some WD-40 and a shoehorn to get the ball in there.
2-0, the count to Guevara. A throw over to first, not in time as Chandler dives back in. So something that Coach Crimpine informed me of was that the home plate umpire was one of the umpires we had in our playoff game last year versus Tomball Memorial. He was the one that was squeezing Jared so hard in that second game that we played.
Second game, that's right. So he was the umpire we had Tuesday night?
Yep. 2-1, the count on Adrian Guevara as he bunts this one down the first base line. Little will pick it up, walk over, and tag the bag, and that'll do it for Guevara. That'll be a 3 unassisted. And this will bring up the designated hitter, number 35, Desi Hurtado.
Once again, folks, we apologize for the background noise. We're unable to control the extremely loud volume of the overcompensating PA system.
Kingsbury calls time. He goes out to talk to Southern. A slider down and away for ball one. Southern comes set. The 1-0 delivery, a swing and a miss from Hurtado.
Good pitch.
A little high fastball, and Hurtado chases for strike one. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike two. Southern way ahead. The 1-2 delivery, this is cut on and hit over to Lewis at second. The throw to first in time, and that will do it for the Panthers in the second.
Brings us to the top of the third inning.
4-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits.
Baseball history.
One left on after two complete. It's your Rouse Raiders 2, Pflugerville Panthers nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. So while we can, Scott, how about the pickle we're in?
I'm telling you, I'm about to call Dale Vanoy with Farmers Insurance and use his services that we talk so much about, because we could certainly use his help. When you're in a pickle, folks, call Dale Vanoy, Farmers Insurance, another longtime alumni with the program. Son Cody was an all-state catcher, moved on after graduation.
Thank you to the Vanoys for all of their support of Rouse Raider Baseball. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be back in just a moment. welcome back after the brief respite. As we're ready to get the third inning started, Jared Southard leading off the third for the Raiders. Nick Ariola back on the mound to pitch the third.
Nick likes starting from that far right side of the rubber, doesn't he?
He does. He stands on that third base side. That's where he digs in. As Southard takes for ball one. Usually what that's indicative is they work to the far sides if they struggle with the outside pitch. Ball hit in foul territory and just goes out of play. Oscar Hernandez running over to attempt to make the catch, and it just goes out of play. And a long strike one for Southern. That evens the count up 1-1. Hurtado from the windup. Curveball hangs up high as the release was way too early. The 2-1 delivery, that's in the dirt for ball three. 3-1 the count to Southern.
Raider dugout getting a little bit of a juice on the pitcher there.
The 3-1, that's low for ball four.
Batting next, Connor Bennett.
And the Raiders have gotten the leadoff aboard in every inning so far.
You know, one thing about that name Raider, you know what today is, Michael?
Well, looky there. Do you know a guy?
Oh, I know a guy now on first base.
Yeah. Number 21, Robert Mount, courtesy running for the pitcher.
But today, 77 years ago, Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle and the Doolittle Raiders launched their attack on Japan.
Snap throw to first, not in time, as Mount back safely.
Unfortunately, the last pilot passed away last week. Lieutenant Colonel Dick Cole passed away, 103 years old.
Swing and a miss on a big hack from Connor Bennett.
The other important thing that happened this day in history, 1947, Jackie Robinson took first base. First time.
Jackie Robinson.
Number 42.
Bennett fouls this one off out of play, and he's behind in the count, 0-2. Must be the ag barn over there. I heard a goat. I guess it could have been a lamb. 0-2, the count to Bennett. Curveball from Ariola, the throw over from Chestnut. They get one, but they don't get two. Tell you what, I haven't seen somebody get the glove get the ball out of their glove as fast as Chestnut has in quite a while. This young man is a very talented athlete at shortstop.
He certainly is.
For these Panthers. He is a very rangy, headsy ball player.
Did you say he's only a junior?
He's only a junior.
So we're going to have to deal with him again next year, folks.
Fielder's choice for Connor Bennett. 6-4 on the putout of Robert Mount. 1 strike to Lance Little. 0-1. The throw to Bennett gets it thrown out at second base as he's tagged by Chestnut. That'll go 1-3-6 on the putout.
Coach Krempine getting aggressive early tonight, or Somebody missed a sign, but that was not the best of slides.
Well, that's the dangers you take when you try to steal on a lefty. Curveball in for strike. There was only 2 strikes. Umpire getting a little ahead of himself. Nothing and 2 the count to Little. Ariola from the windup, the delivery. That's high for a ball. 1-2 the count to Little. One-two delivery. That's high for ball 2.
I'm getting that hungry feeling again, Michael.
Yeah.
You know who was at my house the other night?
Don't tell me it's one of the realities.
It was one of the reality boys, Giovanni. He didn't bring any of that outstanding spinach lasagna from his family's restaurant, though.
Man, you poor thing.
I'm telling you.
The 2-2. That's cut on and hit to short. Chestnut has it. Oh, that's off the glove of Hernandez and to the fence of the dugout. And Little
stand up
in safe.
Batting next, Fisher Kingsbury.
Yeah, folks, when you want some of the best Italian food in Austin, Realities, you're home away from Rome. Anderson Mill Road, 183. Go see Bob, the owner. Gino, one of his sons, running the show. Ask for that Sal's Calzone, named after Salvador. We call him Sally. Well, I could go for one right now. Hot.
That sounds good. I had chicken wings left over from Wingstop last night.
Well, that's not too bad.
I always get them extra crispy. But my wife, she's not a big wing fan.
Not a big wing
so
fan.
I picked them up for
more of a drumstick.
dinner.
Yeah, we're live, folks. So
yeah. The 1-0. This is hit out to center. Mendez over, makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Raiders.
Brings us bottom of the third.
In the third, Raiders get no runs on no hits. 1 left on after 2.5. It's Raiders 2, Pflugerville nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Leading off, the number 9 batter, number 16, Mayan Mendez. Swing and a miss as he could not catch up with Southard's fastball. The 0-1. It's in for strike 2. Mendez down in the count, 0-2. Fouls this one off as he was way late, and he hits a box over on the
football
stadium, on the football press box. From the windup, the 0-2, changeup. Southern erases him, and the throw from Kingsbury to Garcia on the throw around goes into left field. Travis Chestnut comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to the shortstop as he takes for strike 1. The 0-1 from Southern. This is hit back up the middle to Bennett over at short. Throw in time, and I mean just barely in time, as Chestnut nearly legged it out. A little confusion between Garcia and Bennett. As Bennett was coming to the right, Garcia was going to the left, and when Bennett had to make his throw over, he kind of had to adjust because Garcia was in front of him at that point.
Well, and that shows the strength of Connor there. Plus, it's one thing to make the throw, but you've got to be accurate.
Hernandez will get the first hit for the Panthers. He lines one into right field. That'll bring up the ever-dangerous Steven Gomez. Gomez drew a walk his first time up. He takes for strike 1. Said one where Sutter was throwing strikes and just wasn't getting the call. Gomez fouls this one back out of play for strike 2. 0-2, 1 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Your Raiders lead this one 2-0 over the Pflugerville Panthers. Sutter steps off and checks Hernandez at first. Swing and a miss.
Well, he took a big
from
cut
Gomez, and that is the first time Raider pitching has retired this batter in 2 games. That'll do it.
Top of the 4th inning coming
No
up.
runs
Brought
on
to you
one
by
hit,
Tires,
1 left on.
Pasta, and
After
pizza.
3,
Time for some
you're
baseball
listening
trivia.
to it's the Raiders 2,
Question.
the Panthers
What team did Babe
nothing.
Ruth, the great Bambino,
Throwing me off my
play
rhythm
for before joining the
a little
Boston
bit.
Red Sox?
So, how about some new windows, Scott?
You know,
From Austin Pro.
Again,
Austin Pro would be a good place to call tonight as that wind is just cutting through. Folks, if you need new windows or siding, you need to call Austin Pro Siding. They're a sponsor of the Rouse Baseball Booster Club. Really appreciate their help this year. And they will help you in your remodeling needs.
Well,
Austin
Yeah.
Pro Siding and Windows.
welcome back, folks. Baby Shark was playing, and I'm not a fan.
No, neither am I.
I was tired of it the first time I heard it. And Dylan Lewis leading off the fourth for the Raiders. He takes for ball one.
Therein lies the challenge, though.
Oh, my grandchildren, they love it. They just love that song. Ariola gets the call on a low fastball, and that'll even the count up at 1. 1-1 the count to Lewis. Ariola loses his hat and the curveball, and that'll be ball 2. 2-1 the count to Lewis. Ariola from the windup deals high for ball 3. The 3-1. In for a strike, and that'll even the count up. Or not even the count up, that will work the count full. Lewis calls time. He'll step out. And we have definitely been working with our challenges this evening, Scott.
We certainly have.
The payoff pitch misses low for ball 4, and for the 4th straight inning, the Raiders have gotten their leadoff aboard in one way or another. 3 of them have been walks.
Tanner Robbins.
One of them was a reach on an error.
Right? Mr. Robbins comes up, see what he can do.
Robbins 0 for 0. He sack flied back in the 2nd inning to bring in the first run. Pitch from Ariola. Back pick by Dowley. Not in time as Lewis dives back safely. One and 0 the count to Robbins.
You know, I'm looking out at the fence there, Michael, and I don't see any graphics or anything like we have at our stadium.
No, it don't, other than just the foot markers on down the lines and
You know, I think I'll
the power alleys.
I'll do the Pflugerville team a favor and tell them about Waterboy Graphics. That's who made ours. Waterboy Graphics, located in Pflugerville, in Georgetown. Another proud sponsor of the Rouse Raider program. They made our field banners.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the folks at Minuteman Press.
Minuteman Press, outstanding program again this year.
The 1-1, and Robbins lays the bunt down the first base line. Second baseman Chandler over to cover the bag as the pitcher was not covering first. Typically, when the first baseman comes up, the pitcher will go to cover, or the second baseman will come up, and Chandler comes over and covers and gets the out. I thought Robbins might have a chance to leg it out, but he gets a sack bunt. It moves Lewis over to second. One away, and that'll bring up Matt Garcia.
Matthew's got an opportunity here to bring in another run.
Pitch sails high for ball 1. Good thing Trey Dowley's a tall young man. That might have gone back to the net.
Matt's another one of the seniors on this varsity squad. Been part of the program since the pre-freshman years.
2-0 the count as that pitch misses outside, and Ariola losing his cap on several pitches.
Where did Matt tell us he's going? Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word in San Antonio.
That's where he will be going next year.
The 2-0 misses low for ball 3. 3-0 the count. One on with one out here in the top of the fourth. Ariola from the stretch. Garcia takes for strike one. He showed bunt, pulls back. Gets rung up for the strike. It is getting a little chilly. The 3-1 delivery. That is cut on is Garcia was way out ahead of that. He turned on it and hit the stands over on the light pole over on the football field next to us. And that takes the count full. The payoff pitch from Ariola. Curveball in the dirt. Garcia on down to first. The throw to third will not be even attempted. He thought about it for a moment. Dylan Lewis standing at third base. I guess that's almost as good as a bunt.
Almost as good as a sacrifice. So advances the runner 90 feet away. Let's see if Alipa can bring him home.
Gets the strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. Jake Alepa comes to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a stand-up double. He takes for ball one.
I'm not sure where that one missed.
It's got quite a drop on it, and I think that might kind of
gone
playing a
little early
trick on the eyes with the umpire. The 1-0 sails high for ball two. Ariola in good command of the game, but he goes deep into counts. The 2-0 pitch from Ariola. This is hit out to left. Guevara over, makes the catch, and that will do it for the Raiders.
Brings us bottom of the fourth. Being brought
No
to
runs,
Electric.
no hits, one left on.
Our answer for the
After
baseball
3.5,
question.
you're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. It's 2-0.
Boston Red Sox. The Baltimore Orioles is your answer. Impressed with Ruth's pitching abilities, Joe Engel, a former Mount St. Mary's student, along with a teacher at St. Mary's, Brother Gilbert, brought Ruth to the attention of Jack Dunn, owner and manager of the then minor league Baltimore Orioles. After watching Ruth pitch in a workout for half an hour,
Jared Southern back on to pitch the fourth for the Raiders.
A whopping contract for a whopping $250 a month.
Offensively for the Raiders, Southern on the mound, Kingsbury behind the plate, Little at first. Lewis at second, Bennett at short, Garcia at third, Servetus in left, Alepa in center, and Dalton Paul Porter in right.
I don't have my cheat sheet here for Aunt
Kendallin. She was in the house.
She was in the house Tuesday night. Wouldn't come up and see us.
We're going to take a moment. Well, probably not going to leave. They got their warm-up.
Kendallin, if you're listening in, we missed you Tuesday night.
Yeah, we really would have liked to meet you. We've mentioned you several times on the broadcast.
We have a bill for you. Just saying.
Trey Dowley comes to the plate to get things started for the Panthers in the bottom of the fourth here. He's 0 for 1. He lined out back to Southern. He takes for strike one. The 0-1 misses high for ball one. That evens the count. The 1-1 pitch is cut on and hit out to right. Porter over makes the catch, and Dowley is retired.
Next
and
batter, number 2, play
Porter had to cover some ground to get over there to
He
it.
sure did.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Clayton Chandler. Chandler hit by pitch. Back in the second. As he takes for ball one. The 1-0 for Southern. Pitch down and away for ball two. The 2-0 delivery. That gets the outside part of the plate for strike one. Fastball off the right hand of Jared Southern. The 2-1. A little curveball. A little off-speed action. A swing and a miss for strike two.
He took something off that one.
The 2-2. Fastball in for strike three. And Chandler
Number 3, AB
headed
Cedillo.
back to the dugout. 2 away for Armando Cedillo. Cedillo 0 for 1. He was caught looking back in the second. Big right-hander deals high and inside for ball one. Foul for a strike. That'll even the count. Nobody on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth for the Panthers. The 1-1. He said he did not check his swing, or he did check his swing.
Okay.
So said he held up. That'll go for ball two. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball that Cedillo could not catch up with. That'll even the count, 2-2. The 2-2, that's fouled off and back out of play. And hopefully that did not bust the window out of my truck.
I've seen that happen before.
I have too. The 2-2, he went around, and that will do it. As Cedillo is struck out for the second time. Panthers go in order in the fourth. No runs, no hits, nobody left on.
For all your roofing needs.
Raiders lead it 2-0. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
Raiders leading off, Dalton Porter.
Dalton Porter will lead off the fifth for the Raiders. Nick Ariola back on the mound for the Panthers.
Folks, we have alumni with us right now. Mr. Cody Kelch came up to the broadcast area.
Heavy on the mister.
Yep.
His brother Clay managing on the baseball team. In fact, he's wearing the number 42 jersey tonight.
The 42 jersey, that's right, Jackie Robbins night.
A little soft breaking ball from Ariola for strike one. Nothing in one, the count to Porter. From the windup, fastball in for strike two.
He's going to call that, folks.
Well, there was no arguing that. That was a good strike. Ariola gets a sign from Dowley. The pitch, a little bloop. And it's caught by Mendez. What a catch from Mendez, diving to make that catch. And you just got to tip your hat to the young man.
Sure do. That was a good catch from center field.
F8 on the putout. Porter's 0 for 3 on the night.
He's lucky he caught that because Porter would have had a stand-up double.
Porter's got some wheels, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Jared Southard. Southard's 0 for 2. He takes for ball one.
I think a few of our players need to go back to Kane Southwest.
I think so.
Get some BP in at those cages over there. Leander.
You know, how about also a shout out to the Williamson County Sheriff's Department.
The Deputies Association.
Yeah.
Been a proud sponsor of the program for the past 3 years. Certainly appreciate their help.
2 balls, no strikes to Jared Southern. Ariola winds, he delivers. That's high and outside, a fastball for ball 3. One out with nobody on, the 3-0. That's in the dirt for ball 4. And
Mr. Bennett is up. See if he can't keep his streak going here.
that should bring out Robert Mount.
Oh, that guy again?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you may be familiar with him.
Robert Mount coming in as your courtesy runner.
Connor Bennett comes to the plate. Bennett's 0 for 2. He's hitting to a fielder's choice, and he's grounded out the third. Mount lays off a curveball from Ariola.
I was telling somebody the other day, I can't believe we're already seniors in high school.
It goes fast.
All the way from T-ball to here.
Right. You cherish those days when you were young parents and had your young kids and out there playing T-ball, and you never quite understood just how wrathy some people could get at a bunch of
T-ball,
3 and 4-year-olds.
What's interesting, a
Good friend at each other.
A good friend of mine just walked by, Jeff Padovic. He was one of Robert's coaches for many years, and we had a standing theory that as long as in T-ball, if you could figure out if they knew where the dugout was, we trained them right, because you got about 10 minutes out of them, and that was it.
The 2-0, and Bennett pops this up. It's an infield fly. Chestnut over makes the catch, and that will do it for Connor Bennett.
Batting next, Lance Little.
2 away. Mount moved over to second on the wild pitch from Ariola. Lance Little will dig in. He takes for ball 1.
I'm watching the second baseman move in, and that's going to open up a huge gap.
The 1-0. That drops in for a strike. 2-1 pitch. He thought about calling it, and he lays off, and it's a ball. 2-1 the count to Little. Thought there for a second he was going to call it.
Oh, it looked like he wanted that. Called the strike, and it's like, whoa, wait a second.
The 2-1. Little gets a hold of this and sends it out to right field. Cedillo over, makes the catch, and that will do it for the Raiders in the fifth.
Raiders strand another.
Fifth inning being brought to
No
you by
runs,
Knowles Coffee.
no hits, one left on after 4.5. It's Raiders 2, Panthers nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
I'll try to get something in real quick.
Okay.
So, folks, if you're ever stranded, if your vehicle breaks down, you need to call our friend Mike at City Automotive, 2005 North Bell Boulevard in Cedar Park. City Automotive. I have personal experience with Mike. He's fixes all of our vehicles. Worked on Robert's truck. Really reasonable. Right there in Leander, or I'm sorry, Cedar Park.
Right.
Kind of across the street from the Tractor Supply.
Okay, I know right where that's at.
Go give Mike a shout. City Automotive.
Thank you, City Automotive, for sponsoring Rouse Raider Baseball. We'll be back in just a moment. Walk-up songs, I can't even make the words out.
I don't even want to guess.
Kind of like reminiscent of, what was that deal? Just a swing and a miss for strike one on to Mr. Adrian Guevara. That old thing everybody was doing, Wada.
Oh, yeah.
The 0-1. Wow.
Okay.
Not sure where that one missed, but
It's one of those stealth strikes.
the 1-1, that misses low and inside for ball two.
Now the Pflugerville dugout giving Jared a little bit of encouragement.
The 2-1. Wow. 3-1 the count to Guevara. Pitch in for a strike. And that'll work the count full. The payoff pitch. Wow.
Okay. Hang on, folks.
Next batter, number 35, Desi Hurtado.
Southern gives up his first walk of the night. Actually, no, it's the second walk of the night to Adrian Guevara, and that will bring up the designated hitter, number 35, Desi Hurtado. And Hurtado fouls this one off, and Garcia almost made an outstanding play as the bunt went foul.
Matt went horizontal there.
One on with no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. The 0-1, Hurtado shows a bunt again, and then it's rung up for the strike and falls quickly behind 0-2 in this at bat. Southern from the stretch. Fastball sails high for ball one. 1-2 the count to Hurtado. Guevara at first. Throw over to first. They're working him into the pickle.
And that's how you do it, folks.
That's how you do it.
Outstanding execution.
That goes 1, 3, 4. No, 1, 3, 6, 1.
Are you ready, dude?
On the put out. 1, 3, 6, 1. Strike 3.
Frozen.
Hurtado caught looking for out number 2.
Mayan Mendez.
That will bring up Mayan Mendez. Swing and a miss from Mendez. Mendez 0 for 1. He struck out back in the third. The 0-1, a fastball. That gets by Kingsbury.
That's a rarity.
It was an inside pitch to Mendez.
Fisher is usually the solid wall.
One and one to count. Delivery in for strike 2. A nice curveball from Jared Suttard. 1-2 the count. Nobody on with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. High and outside for ball 2. That'll even the count up. 2-2. Deuces wild to Mayan Mendez. And he gets a hold of this one and gives it a ride out to left center. Alepa over, makes the catch.
Willie Mays style.
And that will do it for the Panthers in the 5th. They go in order. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Raiders lead it 2-0 after 5 complete. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
Pitching change.
Tristan Witt comes on in relief of Nick Ariola. Ariola pitches 5 innings. He'll pitch the 6th. Ariola pitched Tuesday night. He gets
There goes that overcompensation again.
Well, I think that was just an accident.
Oh, don't be so nice.
The 0-1 from Witt. Pitch inside for ball 1.
You know, Mike, being a relief pitcher is not always easy, but sometimes you need relief. And, folks, if you need relief from high apartment rent prices and you're looking for good real estate, you need to call Leslie Mount at Avalar Real Estate.
Kingsbury takes for strike 2, 1 and 2 in the count. And
Her motto is, let's hit it out of the park.
let's hit it out of the park. All right, well, let's do that. And if you hurt your back swinging, you can always
Go to Lacombe Chiropractic,
yes.
the team chiropractor.
Kingsbury takes for ball 2, 2 and 2.
In fact, our pitcher is one of his customers.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Fisher Kingsbury. Witt pitching from the stretch. This is hit back up the middle to second. The throw over in time.
Excellent. Absolutely.
And we'll go 4-3 on the putout.
Dylan Lewis, next batter.
And that's the first inning. Raiders did not get a leadoff aboard.
Well, we need some
Well, actually, I
insurance
take
here.
that back. I take that back. Dalton Porter.
Dalton,
He flew out.
we
last
certainly
inning.
need some insurance runs here because this is a very good Pflugerville team.
Dylan Lewis stands in. He is 0 for 1. He takes for ball 1. Grounded to short and back in the second, and then drew a walk in the 4th. Got all the way to third base, and that is as far as he could get.
Left stranded.
The 1-0 gets the strike on the outside part of the plate. Solid pitching performances by both schools.
Both clubs tonight have had good pitching.
Raiders have been held to only 2 hits so far on the night. Lewis takes for ball 2. Raiders have had more base runners. The 2-1 from Witt. This is popped up, and it is playable. Hernandez over, makes the catch.
Next batter, Tanner Robbins.
And that will bring up Tanner Robbins. Robbins is 0 for 0. He sacrificed back in the second to bring a run in. Sac fly to right. He takes for strike 1. And then he sack bunt back in the 4th. The 0-1 from Witt. That's in for strike 2, and Witt is solidly attacking the strike zone.
He certainly is.
0-2, the count to Robbins. The delivery, a swing and a miss, and the Raiders go in order for the first time tonight. No runs, no hits, nobody left on.
Brought to you by Spring Hill Restaurant.
After 5.5, it's the Raiders 2, Panthers nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports.
Like a rainy Sunday morning makes me wanna stay in bed.
Jared Southard back on to pitch the bottom. Will face the 1, 2, and 3 batters. Chestnut 0 for 2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The 0-1. It's in for an 0-2.
0-2. Jared is in command tonight.
0-2, and we're not talking oxygen. The 0-2 pitch. This is fouled off, and Chestnut swings on it Beltray style. Goes to the knee. And it stays alive.
I'm having a little fun watching Jamie Bazemore. She is right at the front, animated, talking with another fan.
The 0-2. That's outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count to Travis Chestnut. Southern deals for ball 2 on a pitch that I don't feel that he was comfortably certain about.
No.
So he kind of paused during his windup. The 2-2 fastball fouled off, and between the legs of Kingsbury, his knee was giving him some problems. The 2-2 just misses inside for ball 3, and the count goes full. The payoff pitch from Southern. Curveball in for strike 3 call, and Chestnut caught looking.
Hernandez.
Chestnut was halfway down to first base, and
Oscar Hernandez comes to the plate, the first baseman for the Panthers. Hernandez with the lone hit for the Panthers, fouls this one off for strike 1. 1 for 2. He's grounded to third. Wow. Not sure where that one missed. I guess I say that too much.
well, it's like that one.
2-1.
Yeah, the scoreboard has it wrong.
That's fouled off the mask of Kingsbury. He shakes it off, and umpire walks him back to the mound and drops the ball in his glove, give the catcher a chance to shake it off.
I believe it's 2-2 is our count.
2-2 the count.
The scoreboard showing 3-1.
2-2, swing and a miss, and that will do it for Hernandez. 2 away.
Number 10, Steven Gomez.
Pitch in for a strike, Steven Gomez. Goes to the corner, hit by Gomez. And Gomez with a stand-up double.
Trey Dowley.
1 on with 2 outs.
Time run comes to the plate.
Trey Dowley comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Southern with 8 strikeouts on the night so far. Southern from the stretch. The pitch, a fastball. Dowley can't keep up with. Nothing in one, the count to Dowley. Southern checks Gomez at second, takes a look, steps off, and looks Gomez back to the bag. 1 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That is only the 4th hit of the game between both clubs. A swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Dowley. I think you might see a bender.
I think so.
Work across right here. The 0-2, a bender, and it hits him.
Number 2, up to bat, Clay Chandler.
Hit by pitch. That's the second hit batter.
Mario Mendoza, pinch running for Dowley.
Number 8, Mario Mendoza will courtesy run for the catcher. PA announced it as a pinch run, but it's a courtesy runner. 2 on with 2 out. Clayton Chandler, he's been hit by a pitch and he is struck out. He fouls this one off for strike 1. You know, you hate when that happens. You get a batter down in the count 0-2, and
right, and the breaking ball just didn't break.
The 0-1 fastball, and for 0-2.
I think we'll come back with another fastball. Jared looks a little agitated.
The 0-2 pitch. Fastball down low for ball 1. One and 2, the count to Chandler. From the stretch, fastball that Chandler just fouls off to stay alive, and the count remains 1 and 2.
Good crowd here tonight, folks. Both sides are still full.
The 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, and that will end it for the Panthers in the 6th. Sutter picks up his 9th strikeout.
By Garcia at Pflugerville Realty.
No runs on 1 hit, 2 left on. After 6 complete, it's your Rouse Raiders 2. The Pflugerville Panthers, nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. We will be back in just 1 moment.
Garcia.
Due up for the Raiders in the 7th. 891 hitters. That'll be Garcia, Alepa, and Porter.
Let's get it going.
The final frame, Tristan Witt back on the mound for the Panthers here in the 7th. He retired the Raiders in order back in the 6th. Garcia takes for strike 1. Witt continuing to pound the strike zone. 0-1, the count to Garcia. Strike 2. Witt looking very comfortable out there on the hill.
Yes, he is.
The 0-2 delivery. That's inside, and it swung on and hit down to third base. The throw over to first in time. Gomez to Hernandez. 5-3
Jake Alepa
on the putout, and that will bring up Jake Alepa.
See what Alepa can do.
Alepa is 1 for 2. He is doubled and flew out to left. Dalton Porter on deck for the Raiders. A bunt that goes foul back to the batting cage just to our left.
Hey, young man got the ball. He'll bring it into the concession stand, looks like.
Snow cone.
Snow cone time.
0-1. The count to Aleppo. 1 out with nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. From the stretch, Witt delivers high, which is, you haven't seen that from him. He's been consistent, consistently pounding the strike zone. 1-1, the count to Alepa. Pitch inside for ball 2. And I know that's the first time he's thrown a ball back to back. 2-1 the count to Alepa. 2-1 delivery, misses. Not sure where, but it did.
Yeah, I'm with you.
3-1 the count. I mean, that was a nice slider down and away, and looked like it was strike 2. The pitch in for a strike, and that's right down the middle. Count works full for Jake Alepa. Witt comes set. The payoff pitch in for strike 3.
You got to swing at those.
Top of the lineup now for the Rouse Raiders, Dalton Porter.
Have to draw the backwards K on there for caught looking, and that'll bring up Dalton Porter. 0 for 3 on the night. He faces Witt for the first time tonight. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch, it's in the dirt for ball 1. Raiders could use a little two-out rally here.
Yeah, little help.
Little help. The 1-0, that's way outside. Two balls, no strikes to Porter. The 2-0 delivery. This is cut on and hit down the first base side. And I believe they called it a foul ball. I think it might have been off his hand.
I think so.
2-1. The count to Porter. Either that or it's off his foot. Trying to check his body language. Yeah, I think it's off his right foot. It must have been a heck of a hit because it continued to roll down the first baseline. The 2-1. I'm not sure about that, but he gets rung up for the strike. That'll even the count up at 2. Porter calls time, steps back out of the box. And back in, and deuces wild for Dalton Porter. The 2-2. Misses outside, and the count works full. Full count to Porter. Witt picks up the sign from Dowley. 3-2 pitch.
2 batters in a row, frozen at the plate.
Porter not happy with himself.
Bottom of the 7th inning coming up, brought to you by Tasty.
And that will
Cream
do it
Ice
for the
Cream.
Raiders as Witt comes in and retires 6 in a row.
Mr. Witt is on top of his game.
No runs, no hits, nobody left on. After 6.5, Raiders 2, Pflugerville nothing. You're listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Welcome back, and we're in the final half frame. Jared Southard back on the hill. He will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in this final frame. Number 3, Armando Cedillo, will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. He was caught looking and swinging. Fouls this one off for strike 1. Raiders lead this one 2-0. The 0-1. He rings him up.
Well,
Says he went around. He doesn't give him much.
no.
Just a slight swing, and he would call that a strike. A swing and a miss for strike 3.
Next batter, Adrian
And
Galata.
Cedillo
I just ride in love.
grabs the hat trick on the strikeouts.
I just ride in love into that.
That will bring up Adrian Guevara.
I just ride.
Guevara is 0 for 1. He has walked and grounded out to first. Strike 1 to Guevara. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 2. Panthers next week will be playing the Marble Falls Mustangs to complete their district schedule. Pitch down and away for ball 1. Raiders will have to wait to see who they will be playing in the by-district round. Curveball that gets away from Southard. Misses for ball 2. The 2-2, that sails high for ball 3, and the count goes full. The Raiders will either play Cedar Creek or they will play Georgetown Eastview. Both of them have games next week. They're playing each other this week, and Georgetown Eastview won on Tuesday night. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Sutter with strikeout number 11. And that will bring up number 35, Desi Hurtado. Sutter deals strike 1. Right down the middle, a fastball. Panthers down to their final 2 strikes. Down to their last strike, a foul tip for strike 2. And Sutter just needs one more, get strikeout number 12, and the complete game shutout. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. And the Raiders go undefeated through their district schedule. District champions, and another complete game shutout for Jared Southard.
And supporting our players who work so hard for these moments. Please drive home safely. Enjoy your Easter weekend. The Pflugerville Panthers next.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Next Tuesday is senior night, April 23rd versus Marble
Fantastic.
Hall.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Audio only.
Again,
No, Georgetown will stream.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a set of keys who's coming to the press box.
So Southard goes 6 or 7 innings. He gets 12 strikeouts, only gives up 2 walks, no runs, and 2 hits. So outstanding performance by Jared Southard on the complete game shutout.
There we go.
And that's one of several that he's had for the week. But you know, the thing that I don't want to tip my hat to the Panthers. They were a solid team. They played well.
Yeah.
You know, I think that they will be successful in the playoffs. They'll have a tough road, and you know, we are too. We look at possibly having to face Georgetown in the 3rd round of the playoffs.
That will be interesting.
That will be interesting. So looking forward to that possibility, and let's hope we get there. So outstanding performance by both teams tonight, pitching-wise. Solid performances.
Solid on both. Yeah.
And tip my hats to the Pflugerville Panthers. They have held the Raiders to fewer runs than any other team throughout district play. So a big tip of the cap to them. We will be back with y'all on Tuesday at 7 o'clock versus Georgetown. That will be a home game. If it's rained out, which I understand there may be a possibility.
Wednesday now is what they're saying.
Oh, is it Wednesday now?
Pushed it to Wednesday. So
the game or the rain?
The rain.
Okay. I was about to say. All right, well, then hopefully we'll be able to get that one in. And that will be our final regular season broadcast. But you will still be able to listen to Friday's or Thursday's game versus Georgetown, as Georgetown will be broadcasting. They decided that they wanted to broadcast it because, much like us, they're not broadcasting their non-district play. But since both teams went through district and had been undefeated up to this point, they wanted to go ahead and stream both of those games. So we will be broadcasting that. Brad Tillery will be on the call for Georgetown, and yours truly will be the color analyst for that game. So I will be with Brad at working the Georgetown's game.
And I think it's important to say just how much we do appreciate SHN for partnering with Rouse Baseball the 2nd year in a row. That's really been helpful.
Yeah, it really has. You bet. So I had taped the cord out of the way because it was right in front of our camera. So I didn't want him to get it off and then get it snagged and maybe fall out of his hands. But anyway, we'll be bringing you that game on Thursday. And then we'll go into the playoffs, and we will be streaming audio only for the playoffs. We're not allowed by the UIL to live stream video. So they own the video rights to all the playoff games throughout the state. So Scott and I thank you for listening in to Rouse Raider baseball and the Raiders sweeping district going undefeated. And Jared Southern picks up the win on the complete game shutout. An exciting season, Scott.
Exciting season, yep. And we're already at the closeout of it.
Yeah, getting close.
And, folks, we have plenty of seating at the home field, so everyone come out next Tuesday
Come on out.
night.
Georgetown is undefeated. They're ranked number 1 in state.
It's going to be an outstanding game.
It's going to be an outstanding test for the Raiders, and we would love to see y'all come out and support your Raiders. Fill the stands, because I guarantee you Georgetown is going to travel.
Yes, they will.
They travel well.
They travel well. They have a really good club, really supportive
And there's a rivalry
fan
there.
base. There is a rivalry.
There's
but
a
we used to be
rivalry
in the same district.
And because we did something that a lot of teams have not been able to do. Back in 2017, we defeated them once. We took one of 2 games in the regular season, and then we took the play-in game to determine the seeding for playoffs. And they took 2 losses from Rouse that season, and that's something a lot of teams haven't been able to do over the past few years.
And I would bet you they haven't forgotten that.
And they have not forgotten that, and they would love to take that back to us. And this game on next week, they're looking to do what they can. Both district undefeateds coming together for district play. They've done well. They're ranked number 1 in state. We're ranked number 19, and we're going to see if Goliath can be taken down.
There we go.
By David and a few smooth stones.
So, folks, we're going to wrap it up and see everybody Tuesday night.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in and listening to Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. I'm Michael Francis, alongside the great Scott Mount. Rouse takes this one 2-0 in Pflugerville. We'll see you Tuesday at 7 o'clock in Leander. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
Have a happy and safe Easter, everyone.